Well, good evening, good people. Actually, afternoon. Good afternoon, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. All this damn road construction. Damn! Hate traffic. We got some news that doesn't really pertain to the Cowboys directly. It pertains to the Cowboys indirectly. And this is, well, first of all, let's look at it this way. We go through and they start talking about the strength of schedule. Oh my God, the Cowboys, the Eagles, they have, the toughest schedules and things like that. Now, understand that unless you have a time machine and can go through and see how everybody's going to play next year, you don't know. You don't know. Because everybody looked at San Francisco on their calendar last year and said, oh my God, that team was in the Super Bowl. That's going to be a rough one. That's going to be a loss. Well, it was for us. But be that as it may, San Francisco was not the same team. They were decimated by injuries. And Brock Purdy came back down to earth. So when you look at that, that changed the strength of schedule because now all of a sudden that team wasn't good. On the flip side, you look at a team like Washington, everybody expected to be ass, and they go to the NFC Championship game. So predicting strength of schedule really is next to impossible because you think about this, half of the teams on average that make it to the playoffs one year don't the next year. We've seen the Eagles in 2017 go from fourth place to winning the Super Bowl. Now, when people looked at the Eagles on their schedule, they didn't look and say, oh man, that's going to be a tough one. They're going to be, nobody knew. Nobody knew. And so when you start having hits to your team, you can see a team, their makeup changes. And see, right now, you may be looking at, everybody thinks, oh, the Detroit Lions, they're going to be great. Wonderful team. They've got all the players and this, that, and the other. But they are being hit because they are successful. They lost their offensive and defensive coordinators. If they say what they say about their offensive and defensive coordinators that are now head coaches, that these guys are great coaches, you have to think that that will impact the team. Or they'll suck, and their teams will suck, the new teams that they go to, and that it was actually just their head coach. Be that as it may, here's another hit to the Lions. Their Lions have now lost their all-pro center just 7 years into the league. He has now retired. We're talking about an all-pro center. All-pro. Now, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I understand how important the center is. The casual fan has no idea. They just think, oh, it's just a bunch of big guys standing in the way of other big guys. They don't really do anything. And they don't recognize the fact that the center is the general of the offensive line. People have this misconception that Dak Prescott has always had a great offensive line. That was true in 2016, but the chinks in the armor started in 2017 when when Tyron Smith started to break down. He missed 3 or 4 games that year in 2017, and after the 2018 season, or it was the 2018 season, Travis Frederick, our all-pro center, had Guillain-Barré syndrome. And that changed the dynamic and set us back for years. We had, Joe Looney, loved Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes was funny as hell. He looked like my cousin, but Looney Tunes was not Travis Frederick. We drafted Biadasz when we traded with the Eagles, I think in the 4th round. He was a serviceable center, and no disrespect to him. He played well for Washington, but the thing about Biadasz is big, strong defensive linemen could get under his pads and lift his ass up and drop him in Dak Prescott's lap. Now, fortunately, we may have finally found the guy in Cooper Beebe, who as a rookie was one of the best rookie offensive linemen, and I look forward to him becoming a dominating center. But it's taken like 6 years, 7 years to find that guy. And so now the Lions lose their All-Pro. That's got to hurt. That's really going to hurt. And so now you start saying we lost an All-Pro center. And the thing is generally speaking, the Eagles, to their credit, they had a great center backing up Kelsey. That shit's not normal. That's a team that goes deep. That team, as much as I hate them, remind me of the 90s Cowboys. Now, we'll see if they're going to end up being like the 90s Cowboys. It may end up being that they're a one-hit wonder and they go back down to earth. But now you start looking at the Lions and saying they've taken some hits, that they may be coming back down to earth just a little bit here. And, you know, the same thing with the Eagles. I know the Eagles, they have a lot of great players, but they've also let go a lot of players. And they're relying and believing on, you know, their players from within. We understand how that one is not a recipe for winning. We've been doing that for believing in our own guys. But we'll see how that goes. And so that's where you look at this. And as much as Eagle fans have been, you know, beating me down, beating the hell out of me, kicking my teeth in, and literally trolling the hell out of me daily, hourly, hell, every 30 minutes. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And losing a couple of players here in key positions can change the dynamics of your team and your roster. There you have it. So, with that being said, that's all I have to say about that. And I appreciate you guys. And I got to get my behind back over here. I'm going to get this other countertop loaded up, slap some more paint on the cabinet doors, get over there, get this other countertop and the last two cabinets installed, get the sink working in there, and touch up the paint on the cabinets, and get back to the workshop. Try and do a little video with Game Time Brian. Got my live stream at 9 o'clock tonight. And paint the molding, finish painting the doors, and I can put this baby to bed tomorrow. And I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Alrighty, good people, as always, you know how we roll. Keep busting ass. Keep busting a hump. That kind of sounded a little suspect there. Alrighty, people, I appreciate y'all, and as always, I will see you soon. Peace out.